Hello, everybody. It's been a while, huh? Yeah, Havering, me, Havering at you, Havering. That's me. I'm gonna be Havering. If you don't know what Havering means, it means to talk nonsense, to drivel. And that's what I'll be doing today about the SWC situation. If you haven't got a Twitter account, you might not have seen the rampant posts about this by the SPL players and the competitive community. But basically, it has come out that there is not intended to be an in-person event for SWC this year, and that it will be played in studio with no fans, like the last couple years. So yeah, let's have a quick look. I'm going to show some of Twitter because I know some of you probably live a much better life than me and don't have social media. Smart of you. This was me. I got to make myself the center of attention. A couple weeks ago, I was wondering if we were ever going to get any update on this. April 23rd, Stu put this tweet out trying to stoke the fires and see what the appetite was for SWC. And then, so first off, yesterday, 3:45 p.m., Van again does a similar thing to what I did, retweeting the tweet and asking for an update. And from there, things kind of go crazy. So this one, I feel like when this tweet came out, I didn't even figure out what had happened straight away. But then all the pro players started tweeting, started piling on. Sorry, this is sort of a random selection of tweets. Some of them I've selected deliberately. Mike put a series of pretty angry tweets out before this one, which he deleted. And put this one out. Fino had a few tweets about it, especially today. This one, well, we'll go with Variety first. So Variety was the one that kind of just outed what had happened. He decided to just say exactly what happened, and he was like, yeah, we were told in a meeting that the higher ups do not want to invest, and so there will be no SWC in person, basically. And here's another one from Final K. If you're wondering what happened yesterday, because you were balls deep in fireworks, 4th of July, I forgot it was Freedom Day. Pros were told Worlds would not be in person based solely on the decision of few higher ups, not something due to Hi-Rez, blah, 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 blah. So everybody is pissed. Everybody is pissed. Not another Mickey Worlds. Agree with the Mickey Worlds sentiment. Don't worry about whoever that account I've muted is. Let's not look at that. Slay needed a little meme tweet. I don't know. So, right, let's deal with the less popular bit for me first, I guess. I think that a lot of what happened here was singling out a single person and tweeting at them and kind of being bullying, which I don't think is that cool. I think we should just chill out, make our voices heard to these people respectfully. Going and calling people stupid and talking about how they fucked up Realm Royale and stuff like that is not a productive way to get things done, I don't think. Maybe a younger version of myself would have been guilty of the same thing. I hold my hands up to that for sure. But the Smite Drama account has well and truly retired, I hope. But anyway, yeah, there were some insults thrown around and stuff like that. I was glad to see certain tweets deleted that were gone. But yeah, so let's talk about what we can kind of glean from the way this has gone about. The pro players have been pulled into a meeting, or have had, like, I don't know if they have a monthly meeting or whatever it is, but they've gone into a meeting, presumably with sort of the esports side of it'll be esports side of people that we know, the people who are sort of the management or the admins and stuff like that, who run the esports that we know. And these people have come in and they've said, hey, look, we want an in-person Worlds as well, but the higher ups won't do it. They're saying that they don't want to invest in that. They don't want to put the money into it, blah, 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 blah. And they've delivered it like that, which, yeah, it seems like a bit of a blunder on the side of Hi-Rez, I guess, but maybe that's what, maybe these people wanted to stoke the fire as well, who knows, and get the pro players like up in arms. And that is what has happened. The pro players have gone up in arms And with everybody tweeting, you can't fine them all, you can't fire them all. Safety in numbers in this situation. So good to see the pro players stand together and all come out and say, no, fuck this, we want an in-person Worlds. Which makes a lot of sense to me. I would be definitely advocate, and I do advocate for the same thing. I think there should be an in-person Worlds as well. Why do the pro players want an SWC in person so much? So you've seen a little bit from some of the tweets, Twigs one in particular, saying he's uprooted his life to compete, and they do it to compete in front of a crowd and to interact with community and things like that. And that is what really drives this. The players are passionate, and that's why they've, maybe some of the stuff that's come out has been a bit over the top. But that is why the reaction is like this. The players, to be clear, the players don't monetarily gain anything from SWC in person. They won't have a bigger prize pool. They will probably spend more money going to an in-person SWC than they would just traveling into the studio or whatever. But the players want this because they believe it's the best thing for the game, and it's the best thing for their competitive environment, and it's the best experience for everybody involved, which I agree with. I think that the last couple of SWCs have felt lackluster, empty, and nobody could have predicted a global pandemic, okay? So I'm not piling on for those, but now that things seem to be getting back to normality, please don't pipe up in the comments with your Facebook takes about COVID and things like that. I don't care. I'm not interested in reading them. Go back to, posting with your aunt on Facebook. I don't want to see it. Anyway, but in terms of, what life is like now, I went to a festival recently. There's music events going on. There's sporting events going on all the time. Other esports are having LANs. I went to a CSGO LAN, which was a great time. IEM Cologne's coming up this week, I think, for CS. Like everybody else seems to be moving towards competing again, which was a bit I wanted to get to later. See, this is why we call it Hayvering. I'm so all over the place. But yeah, going to Worlds is the best part about competing in Smite, or at least it was for me. 4 years I competed. I loved going, meeting everybody, even going to events and seeing my friends who I hadn't seen in a while because we were EUNA back then was amazing. It's all about the community, and that is why, people compete. I think a lot of people compete because they want to represent communities and because they want to meet new people. It's great. It's a dream, right? To get to compete in a video game. It's an amazing thing to get to do, but it becomes a lot less of a dream when you're stuck on the other side of a screen from everybody. You meet amazing people and you form amazing relationships at events like this, and it's fantastic for the community. I think the value to the community cannot really be measured. It's so great. But let's talk about, I guess, why Hi-Rez might not want to. I touched on it a little bit there. COVID could be a possible reason, excuse, whatever you want to call it. I think the bigger reason, excuse, to do with COVID rather than being like risk of exposure is probably risk of booking somewhere and losing the booking due to rules changing around COVID. That is a possibility. If you put the deposit up for the COB or whatever, it's probably going to be a fuckload of money. And you don't get that back if it gets cancelled due to COVID, presumably. I don't know how insurance and stuff like that works around that, but that would probably be the thinking there. I think if COVID was a real concern health-wise, I mean, it seems as if the mask mandate is totally gone from the studio when we see Myth doing his interviews and stuff like that, and nobody has a mask on. The players are forced to play on LAN these days. I don't know. I don't really think you can, in good faith, say that you're doing it for the public health concerns. I don't really think the other actions of Hi-Rez in terms of esports and other things add up to that, personally. I think it's difficult to spin that. But they might try to do, we'll see. Another reason why they might not want to do it is just money, SWC does not make money. Esports in general doesn't generally make money. It's a loss leader. It's there to retain players more than anything else. And so, the cutthroat thing of it is Hi-Rez, I imagine they're making a lot of money right now off of, Nickelodeon battle passes and stuff like that. And maybe they're like, we want to keep making money. They probably got some realm thing coming up soon, from the tweets I've seen. And yeah, it might just be money. They don't want to invest the money. That's probably what it is. So yeah, I guess my closing thoughts. What have I got in my brain? This is a good move by everybody, the pros, I think. Hi-Rez typically they've been pretty keen to act when this kind of public outcry comes out about decisions they've made, and generally they will change things and make things better. I think they do want to please the community, and it's a shame that it has to come to public outcry to make them sometimes do what I think is the right thing, but I'm sure they think other things are the right thing, and so typically they respond well to this sort of thing. This one has been a bit more aggressive than other times we've had public outcry, but we shall see if it works. My overall feeling, I think the move to LAN was supposed to be about making the most competitive esports product and the highest quality esports product they can. And I think it's doing a really good job of that. I think we've got 7 great teams in the Valks. Sorry, Valks. I think we've got 7 great teams in the Valks, and I could see any of those 7 teams right now ending up winning SWC. I think we have a great esports product. I think we have a lot of great personalities streaming and promoting the game, and just being a great face of competitive Smite. I think we had the OTK tournament, which was a fantastic, showing for Smite again. You had a lot of the pro players getting involved in that and helping out and trying to grow the game, and I think that giving them something back would be fantastic. And I think that not having an in-person SWC and not continuing forward to try and grow, try and have the best esports product we can. We're not League, I recognize that, but we could have a great product, another great SWC, and I think it ruins a lot of the good work that has been done by the esports team and by the players and by Hi-Rez as a whole if you do another online SWC. It's a Mickey Mouse SWC. Sorry to the people who have won their Mickey rings, but they're Mickey Mouse. I'm sorry. SWC in person with a crowd is a whole different ball game. It's an incredible environment. I'll never forget the years I got to compete in front of a crowd, even if I was sitting there with my bloody notepad losing every year. It was amazing, and I would hate to see people miss out on that through no fault of their own. So I would love to see it. I would love to go. I would be there. And I hope that the route forward here takes us to a place where we can have an in-person SWC. And that's it from me. Hopefully this wasn't too rambly. Hopefully my perspective isn't too skewed. And feel free to leave your comments down below. I'll answer any questions people have, and I'll try and respond. Please, just be chill. I know people are going to be pissed and angry and posting emotional comments, but let's try not to. I appreciate it if you do. People who do that normally don't get this far in the video. Let's be honest. But they've already posted about how COVID's a hoax. Like, oh God, shouldn't have mentioned that. I'm going to get demonetized somehow. Anyway, thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time. Maybe I'll see you tonight for some mid-season patch notes. And maybe they'll address all this and my video will become totally useless. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.